Hello students, welcome to today's virtual class. We shall continue with environment movement. Today we shall learn about the political implications of environment movements. Let us just brush up what we learned in our previous class. Humans are part of environment. They need to keep the environment clean and safe, as it is not possible to lead a healthy life without such an environment. Environment consists of climate, atmosphere, air, water, light, temperature, fire, soil, etc. All these are being exploited by humans. That is, all our natural resources are being exploited and environment degradation is taking place. To look at the causes, industrialization is one of the causes. Urbanization is another cause for environment movement. Urbanization is people in the villages are shifting over to the cities, looking out for jobs in the industries. Industries are being built on fertile soil, hence there is loss of cultivable land. Deforestation is taking place. Cutting of trees is disrupting permanently the forests. The branches are being used for buildings, construction work, etc. In the forests, the wildlife and the birds are left as orphans. But we need to create awareness amongst the people. So we need to educate them. Hence, our schools and colleges today have started to create awareness among the children. And they are conducting programs, rallies and jatas, creating awareness, talking to them about the usefulness of keeping the trees, of saving our forests, and the children are learning the same. All this environment decay is because of greediness of the people. They all excavate and exploit the resources, and all this results in soil erosion, drying up of rivers, pollution of air, water, sound, etc. Now all this has to be looked into by the government, and the government has put in some effort, and they have made certain changes in our constitution itself, especially the Environment Protections Acts have been inserted in the 42nd Constitutional Amendment in the year 1976 in Part 4 of the Constitution, which is the Directive Principles of State Policy. It has been included. The Government of India established the National Committee for Environmental Planning under the Department of Science and Technology. Now, this department is named as Environment and Forest Secretariat since 1985. The Directive Principles of State Policy, which is under Part 4 of the Constitution, consists of Articles 36 to 51. The concept of directive principles or rather we can say it is giving directions to the making of the constitution under part 4 of the Indian constitution have been inspired by the directive principles of Gandhism and relates to social justice, economic welfare, foreign policy and legal administrative matters. Next, we learn about the Ganga water cleaning plant. The excessive amount of human waste and animal waste, as well as the industrial contaminants, find their way into the Ganga river. This not only pollutes the water but also causes deficit dissolved oxygen in the riverbeds in some of the most polluted stretches of the river. This brings in significant threat to the human health. The river provides water to about 40% of India's population across the states. During festival seasons, 70% of the people bathe in the Ganga to cleanse themselves of their past sins. Many initiatives were taken to clean the river, but failed subsequently. The Namami Ganga project was announced. The action plan was to improve the water quality. It aimed to prevent toxic and chemical wastes from entering the river. It set up a waste treatment plant and water filtration plant. Sri M.C. Mehta, Mahesh Chandra Mehta, is an environmentalist, is also a public interest attorney who filed an affidavit in the Supreme Court with regard to cleaning of the Ganga river. The Honorable Court directed the Union government to frame a plan. The expert committee recommended the following measures. The Ganga Clean Project, and later on, as of recent days, we've been having the pandemic. And during the pandemic, it has automatically cleansed the Ganga river. Establishing a processing unit to clean the drainage water near the river basin. Water is being purified and to remove the undesirable chemicals from contaminated water is being done. To stop throwing dead bodies to the river, and it suggested to construct 28 crematoriums. Even dead bodies are cremated, which again adds up to the pollution or the polluting of water. Maintaining the Taj Mahal and protecting it, that is, protection and maintenance of Taj Mahal as it is turning yellow. You can see on the picture on the right side, which was white in color earlier, is now turning into yellow. And slowly, because of this deterioration, it might sink or collapse towards the river. There are so many factories surrounding the monument. More than 2,000 industries are there. The Taj Mahal is an ivory white marble mausoleum on the southern bank of river Yamuna. in Agra, that is Uttar Pradesh. It was built in 1632 by the Mughal Emperor Shah Jahan to house the tomb of his wife Mumtaz. It also houses his own tomb also. The construction completed in 1643, but for the next 10 years, work in other phases was continuing. In fact, you'll be surprised to know it employed 20,000 artisans, and the chief court architect was Ustad Ahmad Lahore. In 1983, this was declared by the UNESCO as the World Heritage Site because of it depicted the best example for Mughal architecture. The Krishna Mahajan Committee, that is Sri S.K. Ghosh and R.C. Trivedi, conducted a study regarding the pollution around Taj Mahal, one of the wonders of the world. One of the 7 wonders of the world. The Taj Mahal is turning yellow due to air pollution, oxidation, factories pollution, etc. Pollution is leaving a yellowish tinge on the walls. The sewage from the Yamuna also is a cause. Pollution is because of the growing number of vehicles. Hence, this is also considered as the 8th most polluted area. Sri S.K. Ghosh and R.C. Trivedi conducted a study on the factors responsible for pollution in and around Taj Mahal, one of the 7 wonders of the world. It submitted its report in 1996 to the central government, stating that suitable measures be taken to protect the monument of love for the future generation. It made certain suggestions which said the entire Taj precinct should be declared as a no plastic zone, and all polluting industries in the region should be closed. In New Delhi, the Supreme Court ordered that 9,000 polluting factories be relocated from inside the city limits to the industrial areas outside the capital city. The Supreme Court also mandated teaching about environment in schools and public gatherings. Legislation. The government made quite a few laws which specified for water pollution, air pollution, taking care of the Taj Mahal, etc. One of them was the Wildlife Protection Act in 1972. Water Prevention and Control of Pollution Act 1974. The Water Act 1974 talks about the prevention and control of pollution. Protection of Forest Act of 1980. Air Act 1981, that is Prevention and Control of Pollution. Environmental Maintenance Act of 1986. Biodiversity Act of 2002. Forest Act 1980, that is how to conserve the forests. The states of the Indian Union have also taken measures to legislate on environmental protection based on these guidelines of the central government. The government of Karnataka have opened regional offices in Bangalore, Davangere, Mangalore, Raichur, Hassan, Dharwad, Belgaum, Gulbarga, Bidar and Tumkur to protect the environment effectively. There are three divisional offices in Dharwad, Mangalore and Gulbarga. Many more measures are also taken to punish those who violate